Hey guys, welcome to an interesting video on Wild Rifts. Today I'm back with an Ezreal gameplay. So I will be doing an Ezreal full-on guide later on in the future. However, this game was a little bit of a strange game, I guess you could say, because our team had no SMITE. So I'm just going to do this as a quick gameplay instead of a full-on guide. So just for quick reference, I did take Conqueror as my rune, then I took Brutal, Hunter Titan, as well as the Sweet Tooth for the increasing on the Honey Fruit. So since we don't have Smite, I'm actually going to help the Olaf over here. So I'm actually trio queuing with the Olaf and the Gragas. Now, as I said in the tier list, Gragas is not really a really good support. However, my friend just wanted to try out the Gragas support, so that's why we're doing this. Is not a ranked match. However, it's really funny. I won't spoil what happens later on, but no Smite, no problem, as you guys can see in the title. So here, first off, we obviously come late to lane because we did give a leash, but yeah. So I do have the items and scoreboard all up at the bottom because I think that this is really important for explaining exactly what is happening and all. So as you guys can see, I started the Sapphire Crystal, which is one of the reasons why I said that Ezreal has sort of been buffed indirectly by the changes in the latest patch, since he can now start stacking his tier from level 1. Now it is arguable whether Sapphire Crystal start or Longsword start is better, because you do sacrifice like 12 AD with the crystal, but I do think that it overall is more worth. So here I'm just hitting all my CS. It's a really tame laning phase so far, but if you'll see in a while that we do use some really good wave control and wave management to sort of zone off the MF and the Seraphine from the wave. So here we already got the wave in our side, and I'm trying to start a freeze off. So here Misfortune is trying to poke us out. I'm just stepping up to sort of poke them back and zone them away from the wave. Now here you can see one of the strengths of the Gragas support, which is the poke from his Q. So what we're trying to do here, what we're trying to achieve is we're trying to put pressure on the enemy bot lane and try to just zone them off of the wave. So as you guys can see here, I'm still hitting all my CS, and the Misfortune and the Seraphine is standing way too far back to get anything much. And since Misfortune hasn't actually been hitting us very much, I've been positioning quite well, so I think I only got hit by her double up once, but she hasn't been hitting us at all with it. So even if she took mana flow ban, she wouldn't really be getting much mana from it at the moment, since she has been missing all her Qs. So here we are maintaining the freeze, although it is moving out a little bit. So we are just continuing the freeze, and they do step up, and when we see them step up, what we do, we step forward and we try to zone them off again. So honestly, the enemy bot lane, Misfortune is strong in the early game and Ezreal is not, although Ezreal has probably just as good poke as Misfortune. However, we shouldn't be able to zone them off the wave like this, because me and Gragas have good poke, but Seraphine and Misfortune also has good poke, so I have no idea why they are so scared of it. But since I see their behavior that they are really scared to walk up to the wave when we're there, so we just adapt the situation accordingly and freeze the wave. So now here we both hit level 5, so I'm telling the Gragas to just go in. So here Gragas ultimates and I jump in with my E. I hit Misfortune with W, hit her with my ultimate, and then we get the kill. Although I do have to flash and barrier to escape with my life, but overall it's a positive trade. We got the Misfortune, we traded flash for flash, and yeah, we do use everything to get rid of her. So here I'm just recalling over there because the Gragas is covering my position, there's no danger there. So I'm just going to recall, and I can straight up buy myself the mana immune off getting that first kill and off hitting all my CS. So here you guys can see I just used my E, and I'm going to be spamming my Q on the way to lane. And the reason for that is, if you guys can take a look over here, I can charge my tier by 10 stacks every time I launch my Q. So I'm just spamming my Q as I walk to lane. No reason to be conservative with it, especially since we got the mana immune, so that's more than enough mana. So I'm just gonna use my spells on the minions as well. So obviously the freeze has been broken, but Misfortune has missed the entire gigantic wave of minions. So here Gragas hits a really good E with a Q, so I'm just gonna jump in here and do the rest of the damage. Misfortune probably just panic ults at the end there, because there's no way she's gonna be killing the two of us with such low health. Now just getting a little bit of chip damage onto the turret, and then I'm just going to be backing off. So here I'm just going to pop the plant, get myself back to full health, and get that little bit of gold from the Sweet Tooth rune. Then I'm just going to go back to the wave. So here we can see Seraphine is actually in the river. Nothing too concerning there. And here we have the first dragon spawn, of course, and here we see the Pantheon. Now, I'm a little bit off position here, but I have my E to reposition. I get out of the way. The entire enemy team comes, so we are 4 people are all here. Gragas takes the hit for me, and I do get charmed, but I'm going to stay in the backline and try to do as much damage as I can. Just going to launch my Qs and my Ws, and then we're just going to back out of the fight. So now they do not chase us. I'm just gonna go back to the wave and just start clearing the wave. So now obviously, as we all know, we have no smite because we had miscommunication. Olaf was supposed to take smite, but he didn't, and we ended up not having a smite. But we are all here. So Olaf is here, Galio is coming, and Gragas and Evelyn are on the way. Now we do still have chance to steal with Evelyn ultimate, but that wouldn't really be possible with Evelyn not here. So now Fiora is coming in on the Olaf. I'm just kiting back because Fiora is going to come and focus me next. I had to barrier here, and I get the kill on the Fiora for the killing spree, and barely get out with my life there as I got ignited. But it's all good. I'm not going to recall there because it's a little bit dangerous because they can easily take a tower shot and kill me, although the Gragas and the Evelyn is around. But I'm just going to recall here. So now obviously the fight at the dragon is still happening, but there's no way I could have stuck around. So I'm just going to recall here. I get a Sheen and a longsword, and then I'm waiting, and then I launch my ultimate. So let's take a look at what actually happens here. So here I actually chunk all of them out, and Olaf manages to get the dragon steal with his axe toss somehow. Now that makes no sense at all. Enemy jungler doesn't know what he's doing, but yeah. So we do manage to somehow secure the first dragon from the Pantheon. So here we go. We're just gonna clear this big wave, and the enemy team is all low, so they all had to recall over here. So we are able to actually just get the wave for free, and then we're just gonna push the tower a little bit, get some tower plates. So we see that the enemy team is responding to us. We just try to get the second plate, and we do, and then we just get out. No reason to overstay our welcome there. It's a little bit too risky, so we just simply get the tower plates and get out. So now we finally get hit by the misfortune double up there, and our team in the meantime secures the Rift Herald. Galio secures the Rift Herald somehow. Pantheon wasn't in the picture, so that's fine. Just proccing my W off on the tower. I'm just gonna go for the tower here. So 10 Gragas just go in, we just get the tower, and there we go. So now Gragas does sort of miss his ultimate there, but we do still get the kill on the misfortunes. And here, I whiff a couple of skill shots. Pantheon is over here, so I know that I'm gonna die here. So knowing that I'm gonna die, I flash to get the kill on the Seraphine before I die. So at least we sort of get something out of it. Yes, I did blow my flash, but I at least get to trade with the Seraphine. In the meantime, Gragas just retreats out of the way. So I do manage to pick up my Triforce. Now at this point, as you guys can see, I'm incredibly fed. I do have my Triforce completed and my Mana Ring completed. So I've already hit the Triforce Power Spike. Basically, whenever Ezreal gets any item, it basically is a Power Spike. So here we're just going to take a look at other people while I'm waiting for myself to revive. And here we have just Gragas just clearing the wave. So now I'm going to run my way back to lane with the Boots passive. Also have picked up the Gluttonous Greaves as well, so we're significantly ahead of the enemy team. So since we've already got the bottom tower, we're just going to rotate to try to go for mid. So here we're setting off a 4-man gank on the Orianna, who has absolutely no chance with the chain CC from the Gragas Body Slam, and the Evelyn Charm just gets absolutely destroyed by all of us at the same time. So here we're just 4 people in mid lane. We're just posturing around the mid lane turret, and in the meantime Galio and Fiora are just at top, so we're just going to try to clear the wave, try to push in this mid wave, and at the same time, whenever possible, we're going to try to poke them out because that's Ezreal's main strength. Ezreal just wants to poke as much as possible. So nothing much really happening. Pantheon comes in, and I'm sure he wants to jump on someone. Pantheon Q just barely tickles me. Alright, so Olaf gets a good engage over here, and I launch my ultimate into all of them. I eat out of the Misfortune and the Orianna ultimate, which is really good that I did manage to dodge all those. I bear and I do manage to survive. So I just pop the plan to get the health and then see if I can do anything, which is not. I'm just going to clear the last 2 minions, then I'm going to recall for some health and for some items. So enemy team also got chunked out significantly, so they're also sort of like backing off from this fight.
Worth 10 times the asking price.
And just gonna heal up, get our items. And here I opted for the QSS because there's a significant amount of things that I could QSS. The Pantheon stun. Pantheon has been jumping on me quite a number of times this match. Pantheon knows what he's doing. He wants to focus me, of course, since I am the AD carry. And as well as the Seraphine root are in this slash stun, as well as her ultimate. So there's a significant amount of things we can QSS, so I'm just going to do that. So here we have the Ocean Dragon spawn, which of course is probably second most important dragon. Gragas ults there to try to catch someone, but accidentally sends the Seraphine to the right instead of towards our team. So here we have all of us grouped together. We want to contest this dragon. How are we going to contest the dragon without smite? What we're going to do, since our team is ahead of them, obviously the bush warded, so we did get caught by the Seraphine, the Orianna ultimate. But I'm going to launch my ultimate into all of them. So we're gonna contest it by basically just trying to kill them. Pantheon ults on the spot here, which I thought he would escape because he was ulting away, but actually he just ulted on the spot. Maybe he auto-targeted his ult or something, but he doesn't manage to escape because he lands back at the same spot. So here we basically kill all of them, including Pantheon, who's the jungler, so he can easily get this dragon uncontested. So the only reason why we're being able to contest objectives without having smite is because our team is significantly ahead. If you guys look at the goal up top, we're like a good 5k goal ahead of them, so we're all ahead. Although most of the goal is on me because I have gotten a number of kills. So I do have to be careful throughout the game to not die, because majority of the team's goal is on me. If I die, the team is going to lose a lot of their damage and the enemy team could possibly come back. So Misfortune and Orianna are actually doing not too badly, so the enemy team does have a chance to come back. Orianna scales really well into the late game, as well as Seraphine. Fiora can split push later on, although Pantheon and Misfortune will start to fall off the later the game goes, and I do have a pretty good scaling. Here I'm trying to burst the Orianna, so I'm not really sure how much damage Ezreal does at this point after his nerf got reverted, although I did play quite a bit of Ezreal before he got nerfed. So I'm just trying to test my limits, see if we can actually one combo the Orianna. The answer is no, it was close, but we don't really manage to do it. So here I'm just gonna jump in and get Orianna. So here we are in way too deep. Now this is definitely a mistake. Here we see a lot of people who are low, but we overextend by a ton, and basically we all get caught out. So Olaf does manage to get away with a sliver of HP, but we trade his life for Gragas' life instead, which arguably it's a alright trade. I mean, we got our top lane to survive, and our support died, but not the best. Gallo did try to come in for the save though, but was a little bit too late. Anyway, it was not really magic damage, so wasn't too successful in helping right there. So here we respawn, we die for the second time, which of course, as I just mentioned, it's not good, so we're way out of position there. So from now on, we gotta play a lot more safely. We don't want to overextend. We want to be able to output our damage but stay safe at the same time. But we do manage to get the Blade of the Rune King, as well as we're going to start to build towards our Guardian Angel. So here, Alvin does manage to hit the charm, so I do follow up by jumping in and throwing all my spells onto the MF, and sorry, not the MF, the Orianna, and the Orianna does die. So Gragas tried to time his body slam as the Pantheon landed, but mistimed it slightly. We get sort of combo, and Pantheon does manage to just nice activate his Zanya's right as we wanted to ult him for the kill, so really good on that Pantheon. However, MF comes in from the side and we basically just blow her out. We're way too fat. We can't be 1v1 by a Misfortune at this point, so we just destroy the Misfortune. So now here, since I'm not attacking champions, I'm just auto-targeting, and the auto-target causes me to attack the Baron Nashor for some reason instead of the Skull Crab, but anyway, we do get the Skull. And yeah, so that fight went relatively well. I just stayed safe the entire time and just output whatever damage I could. Misfortune, horrible positioning coming, trying to flank it from the right over there, but the Pantheon with the amazing stasis right there. So we're just gonna get the red buff again. Way more useful on us than Olaf, who's the supposed jungler with no smite. So I'm gonna back because I believe I can get my full GA at this point. So I do get my full GA.
10 times the asking
So now
price.
normally here after Blade of the Rune King, I would be getting Moral Reminder, but since this game I'm looking at the enemy build, no one is really building physical defense. In fact, no one is building physical defense at all. Fiora is going for like a full damage build. She went Triforce into Yomu's Ghostblade, and no one else has physical defense at all. So basically what I'm going to do is instead of building Moral Reminder, I'm going to build Guardian Angel, and then I'm going to go into Death's Dance. Because Death's Dance increases your survivability by a ton, especially since I'm playing Ezreal so aggressively. So here Seraphine and me both out, Pantheon jumps in. I'm just going to move back, stay behind my teammates, E back, and then I'm basically now getting focused. I'm just going to walk out, basically take the plant, and Evelyn is here. She's invisible, the enemies can see her, but she's not really gonna do anything. She's gonna put the charm on the Pantheon, which baits out Pantheon's E. I try to get a catch on the Fiora there, but Fiora really good to press her W and basically negate all my damage. So now enemy team is on the dragon. So now this dragon is, I accidentally hit the dragon there instead of the enemies, but this dragon is really hard to contest because we have no smite obviously, but we do manage to get a catch on the Fiora. And here Pantheon stasis, I'm gonna ultimate. I do get both the MF as well as the Pantheon, so the scoreboard is actually covering it, but I do catch the MF with the ultimate as well, so I do get a double kill on the Pantheon and MF, and as a result we do get the dragon. So even though things looked horrible at the start, we do manage to get our third dragon of the game through basically the enemy team disengaged the dragon and tried to come onto us, which I do believe was the right play for them. However, they simply got outplayed by us, and Pantheon died. They had no smite, Misfortune died, and Orianna can simply walk into the pit with two of us around. So we do secure our third dragon. Yes, as you can see, I'm starting to build into the Death's Dance. And at this point I'm just gonna walk straight up mid lane, clear out the minion wave, and you guys can see a skirmish sort of semi starting to break out at top lane. So I need to be there for my team because I do the most damage at this point. So I need to be there to deal the damage, or not my team will be severely lacking damage. So I'm trying to rotate if the team gets into a fight, which they seem to really want to do. So here Pantheon ults over to the other side. Pantheon has had a lot of questionable ults this game. So here I'm just gonna try to blow up the Pantheon. And Pantheon actually flashes over the wall here. So my E does not follow him. He flashes over the wall. Either my E didn't follow him or I did follow him, but he survives with a sliver of health. So I tried to get the snipe on the Misfortune there, but Evelyn does secure the kill. So no big deal there. We do just destroy, we melt the mid lane second tier turret, and we're going for the inhibitor turret here. Evelyn just goes in there and gets zones them off. So we do get the mid tower, and then here we just want to back off because we can't get anything more. The base has the increased defenses and we can't really do anything much, so we're just gonna back off. Galio really good sweeping for us. So here I actually told Olaf not to recall, because don't forget, I was trio queue with him, so I was on voice comms with him, so I told him not to recall. Now here I'm getting caught by the Pantheon and Seraphine. I'm greeting for the tower. So here Galio with a really good ultimate. So now here I'm thinking we can turn the fight because I'm really fed and Galio can tank for me, so I'm just staying behind Galio, trying to output my damage, but I go aggressive here, but we see Fiora teleporting. I'm gonna flash away. So here Fiora, of course with the chase, procs her ultimate, and I do proc my GA. So here I gonna E right over the wall, which avoids the Fiora W. I have no idea why Fiora chose the W there, but I do avoid the main thing, which is the Orianna ultimate. If I got caught by the Orianna ultimate there, I'm guaranteed to be dead. The entire enemy team is there. So I somehow managed to escape the sticky situation, and I complete my Death's Dance. So now I have my full build, my evolved Mana Mute into Triforce, into Blade of the Rune King, into Guardian Angel, into Death's Dance, as well as the Quicksilver Enchant. So here of course we're going to pick up the red buff again. So as you guys can see, at full build and at the late game, even before full build honestly, after I get like my first three items, like Ezreal's Q hits like a truck. It does a ton of damage, especially if you hit them with your W first. So I'm doing a ton of damage with Ezreal over here. So which is why I think that Ezreal is actually not that bad. of an AD carry as I originally thought this time. Maybe he's possibly a bottom A tier, high B tier as I mentioned in my tier list. But here we're just gonna basically just be putting pressure. Gragas is split pushing top, so just gonna be putting pressure, trying not to let Gragas get distracted, but Gragas has to come down to help us out. I tried to engage with the ultimate there, but it was not. Actually, no, not yet. That has not happened yet. But basically, Gragas just comes down, joins the fight. Or I do get ulted by the Orianna, but does not do too much. Actually, it does half my health to be fair, but with no full up, it's fine. So here I'm trying to get a 1v1 in on the Orianna, and I realized that I ain't killing the Orianna. Orianna's probably gonna kill me, so I do like walk away. And Pantheon nearly kills me with his ult by accident. So here I managed to get the fruit. I cut away from the Pantheon, and me and Olaf just go on the Pantheon. I walk back. Pantheon stasis for the second time when I tried to ult him for the kill. So we do manage to pick up the Pantheon, and with Pantheon down, their jungler is down, they have no smite, so what do? We go for the dragon. Yes guys, we have no smite, but we're going for the 4th dragon, and to be honest, this game was insane. I have no idea how we managed to get like 4 dragons with no smite. If you guys saw the like loading screen, you would never expect that our team gets 4 dragons. So we do get the Elder Infernal Dragon. So at this point, we have all 4 dragons. We have the Elder Dragon True Damage Burn buff with, and in addition to stacking up with all the other dragons buffs. So we are really fat right now as a team because of that. So I'm launching my ultimate there, trying to get snipes on, but Evelyn secures everything again. That's a really poor recall location for Misfortune, and I flash over to get the Seraphine, and we're gonna pick up the game. So here we have the victory for the game, and we're actually gonna take a look at the stats. So as you can see, MVP 14 to 8, so yeah, 2 deaths, forgivable, but could have been avoided. Could have been definitely avoided, especially the second one where we overextended way too far. So everyone basically did fine. Here is the stats. Look at how much damage I did. And I took a fair bit of damage as well. It's really quite a bit of damage. So anyways guys, thanks for watching the video, and goodbye.